one artist today. We're bringing you double trouble, and joining us now is Chiwala, who's been making music for almost 15 years now professionally, but he decides to jump in and jump out when he wants to. And I'll ask him a question that is in his name. Where you there? Where you been? Why?
I know, right? Hey, it's crazy. I've been around, and music is crazy. Yeah, but now I'm back full time. Full time. I've been around. It kicks you in the corner, you get back. But now I'm full time back, so people should just look out for. Yeah.
Let's talk about a song that you did with Y Celeb that became a street anthem. People people wanted more from you. After that song, why did you decide? Because a lot of people say after that one song, then they go hard in the studio. They want to do more. But what made you say, "I'll take a step back"?
Okay. Like I said, music is really, it's a very amazing journey. It puts you up, takes you in the corner, beats you in whatever it does. So it messes you with your brain. If you're not strong, you get to give up and whatnot. So yeah, so after we made that record with Y Celeb, it went viral. Everybody was talking about it. It was everywhere. And then, because maybe I don't know if I should say this, but I'm married. Yeah, but then my wife came in. I'm a married man. I should provide. You should work. So I sort of like went into working, than producing music and whatnot. So that sort of like
took you back.
Yeah, but then as when you love music, it always knocks on your door.
Yeah.
So it just sort of like came back to me, and then we're back in the studio now, full time.
Now full time.
Because at least
is your wife still in the picture?
100%. So it's hard to make somebody understand your dream. So all this time that's been me trying to make her understand and agree into. She knew that I loved music even before we married. She supported me, but she didn't understand that obviously she didn't understand if this guy focuses so much on music, meaning he won't provide as much as he was providing, because now full time he's not working, he's not expecting a salary at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So we had to sit down, agree on one or two things, start up maybe a business that's going to be bringing some money as I'm pushing music. So yeah, we came to a conclusion and we had an agreement, and I think we're good. Right, baby?
I love that she's watching it, and I hope all things are good.
Yeah.
You've spoken about, music not being so easy. It's a passion, but at the same time, people expect money out of it. How have you been able to juggle that line of passion versus making money? Because as you know, being an upcoming artist is not easy. You need to do everything yourself. You're the manager, you're the promoter, you're the makeup artist, you're the studio guy. You're doing all of these things on your own. But how have you gotten to a point where you're comfortable enough to just say, I'm going to do music and everything else will be sorted? Do you have a team? What's different now?
I have because now, since professionally I took this as something that should be paying bills at home, so I had to sit down it's crazy, because you have to convince people to believe in a dream that is not theirs.
They haven't seen it.
Yeah. So I had to get back in the studio, started recording. I recorded a number of tracks. Then I started marketing myself to people, different people. I'll meet you and tell you, oh, this is literally what I do, and this is my music. You vibe. And if they vibe, well and good. If they... people, you can't convince everybody, but at least the people that I have, shout out to Stay Secure, Boss Mr. Banda, and Demo Studio. These are people that are helping me out a lot. And my manager, Boss Chacha, I'm sure you saw him. I'm sure he gave you trouble. Yeah, so yeah, basically that. And then maybe to just answer that question that you asked, majority of people make this mistake when they are trying to start music. Like for me, music has been there for the longest time. And trust me, I can't even lie to you. I don't even make money of it up to now. Yeah. few days that I get paid. Maybe you do a feature and then they give you little money, not a lot of money. So the worst mistake you can make is to depend so much in music as you are starting as an upcoming artist. Of course, when you make it, there's a lot of money, of course, yeah. But then before that, it's a dry land. Yeah, so focus so much. My main focus for me, that's the reason why I even told you to say we had a sit down with my wife and we had agreement to say, okay, if this is a route that you're going to take, I feel like we should set up something that's at least balancing up with a little bit of some bills and whatnot. In as much as it cannot be so much, but at least it's different compared to somebody who's just going to the studio without doing stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've mentioned, one of the struggles, which is money, but I can only imagine now fighting in this industry that doesn't give people space. Because a lot of upcoming artists will complain that, the ones that have made it don't make it easy to get a collaboration. They make it hard for you to just get a number or a feature. How has it been like for you? Because I know Ring actually features Dismo. Who's big, right now. And he's been big for a long time. 100%. So how easy or hard is it for you to get those features, to get the collaborations?
It's God's grace at the end of the day. I believe in making a relationship or creating a relationship before you request for features. Trust me, it's not easy to get a feature from Dismo. It looks easy for somebody who'd look at me and thought, maybe he just paid him and obviously got a feature, but it's not. I believe in creating a relationship with somebody and having patience. It might not come today, but obviously if you wait and work towards that, eventually it will come. But it's not easy to get a feature from big artists. It's a struggle for every upcoming artist, I think. People go through this every day. Right now, as I'm talking to you, there's somebody chasing after a feature. Equally, I'm chasing after a feature. I won't mention the artist. But it's a struggle for everybody. So I think you just need to keep grinding, hold on, and also work on creating a relationship with these big artists, and then eventually, sometimes you won't even have to pay him a lot of money. You just come and help me, or help you.
Yeah. Let's talk about the song that you have with Dismo Ring. Yeah. This is actually a 2024 song, and then the video was shot
this year.
Why the delay? Why the hold up?
Exactly what I said. You have to be, when you know who you want to feature on your song, no matter how long a feature would take, you wait. Okay. So also, there are two things that delayed me with this video. I think one, financial muscle, because a video is not easy to shoot. In as much as it looks very simple and whatnot, people go through.
Short,
it's like 3 minutes. So you go through a lot. Like you get to chase a number of stuff, putting monies together, different outfits, models, makeup. So you have to set a budget, because remember, you're not working. Now, where are you going to get this money? So you have to sit down, plan. Yeah, there are people that are lucky. Sometimes you just do it. I finished. I'm done with this song. I want this artist to jump on. If there's money, you just do things easily like that. So for me, what delayed me is the person that I wanted to put a verse, or rather to feature, was Dismo, and it took some time, but then he did it. For me, when I spoke to him about it, he was like, yeah, it's a good song, but he was busy. That was the time he was doing that, launching that album, and he had a lot of stuff going on. So I waited, and even the day he was supposed to come to the studio, something came up and whatnot, and he let me say, don't worry, I'll do it for you. And I waited, and he did it, and he did a massive, I was super happy, you can see, even you can tell from the voice and whatnot. So, yeah, patience, I think, is a very important thing as you are starting. You have to be, very patient, yeah.
I can now tell that I believe there's many songs in studio that 100%. Are just sitting there waiting for the right time. Is there a plan maybe this year to put it together, create an EP? How does the rest of the year look like?
I don't know. Is this something that I've never really... I know I need to create an EP or an album at the end of the day. But to be honest, I'm not thinking about that because I'm trying to work on getting people to know who Chiwala is and what he has to offer before I start giving them a whole lot of songs. You know what I mean? It's a good thing, but I feel like I'm not ready for it now. But singles, back to back.
Nice. Nice.
Back to back.
Let's talk about the single that we're going to play today, Ring. What's the story behind it, and how did it come to be?
Yeah. So this story talks about this song talks about a very common story. I think a lot of people obviously could actually relate. As a guy in Lusaka, you need to have money for you to be able to date. I don't know, growing up in the Copper Belt was easy. You just approach a girl and say, hi, I like you and whatnot, and things will move naturally. But I feel like nowadays you have to have a bit of some money.
Not a bit, you have a lot.
A lot of money, yeah, for you to actually, support a girl, or rather. So that song literally talks about this couple. So a girl loves the guy, and the guy loves the girl, but the people around the couple. So if you noticed in the beginning, it started with the people in the saloon talking about, no, your guy is not even, worth this hassle. He's not even the one who paid for your makeup. Why are you still with this person? So it talks about these people that were looking down on us, see them. Those people that were looking down on you and saying that this relationship cannot go anywhere. And God has blessed us, and here we are, engaged, or rather married and whatnot. So yeah, it's a typical story for every human being, I think. Every person goes through it. For love, in short.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming, Chiwala. Where can people find your music? Where can people find you?
So, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I go by the name Chiwala WYD, and yeah, that's everywhere you can find. I mean, my music, and more especially this new one, is everywhere. It's on Boomplay. It's on all streaming platforms, so you can find it anywhere. Yeah.
Nice, Chiwala. Thank you for joining us on the Upville.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait for more
me.
of those singles and that feature you're chasing.
And it's a big song.
Okay, I will wait for it. I will wait for it.
100%.
To the best rundown of the Z Pop Culture scene on your home of Z Pop Culture Diamond TV. Here is Ring by Chiwala featuring Dismo.
True.
Chiwala. Another love story.